So, you want to be a real estate agent? May the odds be ever in your favor. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. It's Raven J. I was eating a Cliff Bar. Anyways, I'm here to talk to you guys. He always in my business. So today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I get in my DMs so frequently. Like, okay, sometimes I will admit, like, I'll be like, oh my God, you guys asked and nobody asked. No, this one, y'all really asked for, okay? You really asked for it, all right? And I'm tired of typing paragraphs to everybody in my DMs. So the next person that asks, I'm just gonna say, go watch the YouTube video, period. So, you wanna be a real estate agent? May the odds be ever in your favor. But no, I'm kidding. It's not that bad. It's not that hard actually to become a real estate agent. I will tell you this, yes, the rumors are true. The real estate licensing exam is one of the hardest exams out there. I kid you not. But I will say, if it makes you feel any better, you hardly use any of that stuff from school in the real world. Let's get right into what you need to do if you want to become a real estate agent. Okay, and if you notice in my caption, I did say realtor sold separately. This is how to become a real estate agent, not a realtor. Let me put that disclaimer out there now. A real estate agent and a realtor are the same, but they're two different people, okay? Yes, you pass your state exam and you are a real estate agent, but that does not make you a realtor, okay? I want to clarify that. So the first thing that you're gonna need to do if you wanna become a real estate agent is you're gonna have to go to pre-licensing school. I'm sorry, you have to. Good news is you can do this option online, considering there is a whole pandemic out there. You do have a lot more options and flexibility to do your pre-licensing online. Now, the only thing about doing it online, I don't feel you get the same level of learning and teaching online, whereas, you know, you're in class, you can easily raise your hand, ask a question. As soon as something doesn't make sense, you can seek the answer from the teacher right away. When you're online, it's not that easy to get answers to your questions right away, like when you have the question, and to get a little bit more in-depth explanations from your teachers. But to each its own, you are still gonna have the same, you know, pass or fail rates doing it online or in person, all based off of how you study. Now, when you do pre-licensing, here in Michigan, when I looked all this up, I was like, well, we had it easy. Here in Michigan, you only are required to do 40 hours. You're only required to do 40 hours in pre-licensing. In other states, there's hundreds of hours that you have to do, and that's a bit excessive if you ask me. But here in Michigan, it only requires 40 hours of pre-licensing. Let me tell you this, if you go and get your real estate license in Michigan, no, you cannot go sell a house in Georgia, okay? That's a completely different real estate license that you're gonna need, okay? Now, when you're looking for a real estate school, do not be discouraged. It literally doesn't matter. You wanna go to a well-known accredited school, whatever, but I'll be honest with you. I went to real estate school from a Groupon. I found that Real Estate One was doing pre-licensing discounted on Groupon. So I bought it. And I took it. Real Estate One is actually a very recognized real estate company. I just was able to catch it for a deal. There's no harm there. So the next thing that you're gonna need to do after you've done your 40 hours of pre-licensing is you're gonna have to pass the pre-licensing test. So in order to be eligible to take the state exam, you have to pass the pre-licensing. So yes, you've taken your 40 hours, but who's to say you even learned anything, okay? So you have to take the test that the pre-licensing school you go to requires you to take so that they can communicate to the state that you do qualify, you are eligible to go and take the state exam. Now, the good thing about this test is you don't have to pay for it every time you fail. So if you fail your pre-licensing exam, I'm pretty sure they let you just retake it. If you fail the state exam, you have to pay for that every single time. So once you pass that pre-licensing exam, you are officially out of that window and you can now start preparing to take your state exam. So that's going to be the next thing, is you're going to register to take your state exam. Now, I do recommend, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you are studying your butt off in the between time, between pre-licensing and between the state exam. You shouldn't even be breathing, to be honest. Like, you need to be studying. That might sound excessive, but when I tell you that it is one of the most failed exams, I'm not going to hold you up. I did not pass the first time or the second time, but I did pass the third time. Third time's a charm. But it is a very hard exam. I don't say that to scare you, but I say that so that you can be prepared. You can do things differently than I did so that you can pass on the first try. It's a little discouraging when you fail, but you get up and you take it again. Now, as you're studying in the meantime, before your test, you need to be using every resource possible. So I will tell you guys what I use to help me pass. And I will say that I had a disadvantage because I took my pre-licensing and I didn't test for almost a year later. I almost forgot everything. So it shouldn't be that hard for the average person to test when you test right out of pre-licensing. So for me, it's kind of like I had to teach myself everything all over again. How did I teach myself everything? Is how I want you to study before you take your test. So what I did is I took lots of practice tests. If you go on your state's licensing website, wherever you register for the test, they always have a pre-test or a practice test that you can take that's going to be similar to the state exam. Obviously, the questions may not be exact and it may not be as lengthy as the state exam, but it's still going to give you a very good idea of how they ask questions and how the test is going to flow. The test always asks these long, drawn-out questions that have so many words that are literally meant to confuse you, but please do not get discouraged and do not get confused. It's literally just to throw you off. There's so many words and there's such complex story problems, and it's just like, what are you even talking about? I don't know, but trust me, you know. Don't overthink it and really just break down the question and read it, because I promise you it's just trying to confuse you by having so many words. Besides practice tests, you should utilize any apps. Now, I don't know about other states, but Michigan, I will try and include a picture, has an app. I think it was like $8.99. Look, child, I hate paying for apps, but I had to pay for this one. It was $8.99 and it had like 500 questions in there. I studied every single question. Even the app has some practice quizzes that you can do, but study all of those questions, all of those terms, definitions, vocab, whatever. Study them. They're going to help. I promise you. Pay for the app and study the questions. Obviously, once you pay for the app, you have the app forever. I still have the app on my phone, and I passed my test almost 2 years ago. I also do flashcards with vocab, math equations. Yes, there is math in the real estate test. Different terms that you feel like you need to know, different scenarios you want to do. Use flashcards. I know it's a bit elementary, but just use the flashcards. They help. And the last thing when you're studying, this is the biggest key that helped me pass, that helped me remember everything, is YouTube. All of the answers you're looking for is on YouTube. So just get on there, search, and be specific to your state. And I promise you, YouTube is going to help you pass your exam. There is actually a guy on YouTube, and his YouTube name is called Prep Agent, P-R-E-P, Agent. And he gives away so much free information. I think you can pay for his courses, but there's so much free information on YouTube that he has, and it's golden. It's absolutely golden. And that page seriously, truly helped me pass my real estate exam. He gives you so much information about what's actually going to be in the test, the different sections that are going to be in the test, different things that you need to know, vocab and all that. And it's super, super helpful. So utilize YouTube. It's your friend. It's your cheat code, okay? And lastly, this is something else that I want you to do before you take your exam. Not only should you be studying, but you should be actively looking for a broker. Now, if you're not sure what a broker is, so in the real estate world, there are two kinds of people that practice in real estate. There's a real estate agent and there's a broker. And the real estate agent serves underneath the broker. Now, the broker is very, very important because, for one, you can't practice real estate without one. You can be out here a solo agent doing your thing, but your license has to be connected to somebody somewhere who's going to facilitate all the transactions, all the money, blah, blah, blah. I encourage people to look for a broker before you pass the test for a few reasons. One, because it's going to keep you motivated. Like, when you're going to take your test, you know that you've got a position that's ready and waiting for you as soon as you pass. And it's going to make you, you know, push a little harder. That was the situation for me. I had a broker that was waiting for me to pass my test, and they weren't giving up on me. And I told them, I'm like, I failed the first time, and they were not even upset. They're like, it's okay. Like, you know, just go ahead, take it again. And I'm like, when I failed the second time, I'm like, you guys still want me? Okay. So having a broker kind of really pushed you to know, like, okay, you're not doing this for nothing. When you pass this test, there's somebody waiting for you so that you can get started. They're ready to take you under and get you going, okay? Legally need a broker. When you take your test and when you pass, the state does not give you your license. I don't know if they don't tell you that in school, but I think they do. But the state does not hand you your license. They actually send it to your broker. The state is not going to release a license to you once you pass. You need a broker, and they will send your license to your broker. At least that's how it's done in Michigan. You don't just pass and they just mail you your card and you get to go out there and start practicing real estate all willy-nilly. No, you actually have to have a broker, and they will mail your broker your license, and you will receive a pocket card, which is like a little license ID that, you know, proves you're a real estate agent as you're out here practicing real estate. And also you want a broker because brokers actually love new agents. Believe it or not, the brokers do, not the seasoned agents. They're always like, oh, you're new. But brokers love having new agents that they can mold and shape into very successful people, and that they can get new innovative ideas out there and they can work with you. Brokers love, love, love new agents. So do not be afraid that the broker's like, oh, I'm new, they're not going to want to help me. No, brokers actually for some reason love new agents. They love teaching, they love helping, they love bringing you up. And really, the more agents they get, the more income they're getting to their office. So a lot of people, you'll figure out along the way that there are commission splits usually with you and your broker. So there's no way a broker's turning down somebody else who's going to make them some money. So brokers love hiring agents, and they're more than willing to work with you while you're getting your license. I mean, obviously they can tell if you're serious. Also, you've got somebody who's like, you know, a pro in the industry who can give you tips and advice when you're taking your test. So you can utilize your broker to your advantage before you test. Now, I'm going to circle back to my first point. Why aren't you a realtor? You're not a realtor because you have to go and you have to basically enroll with your National Association of Realtors or wherever you are at. So National Association of Realtor is around the country, but wherever you're at in your state, they have different like regions of real estate agents. So me, I'm in Michigan. I'm in the Greater Metropolitan Association of Realtors, but in different states they have different regions of like smaller branches of the National Association of Realtors. Now I will say, being a part of National Association of Realtors requires yearly dues. No, they're not cheap, and depending on where you're starting out when you get into the real estate industry, it could be a lot for you. It could not be that bad, but they also do have the option for you to pay your dues monthly. However, when you are recognized as a realtor and not just a real estate agent, you do have realtor on your credentials, you are kind of backed by a whole nother world of like super professional realtors and experienced realtors and trusted realtors. So usually there are lots of other reasons to become a realtor, but it also does pay off more in the long run to have that recognition. So I do encourage people that when you get your real estate license that you become a realtor. But I do want that disclaimer out there. Once you become a real estate agent, you are not a realtor. But that's all I have for you guys today. Obviously, there's more to the story of being a realtor, and there's a lot of work that goes into it. No, it's not for the weak. No, it's not easy, but no, it's not hard. It's pretty simple, and you learn everything along the way. I'm officially 2 years in. I still love being a realtor, and I don't know. That won't change. But let me know if you guys have any more questions. Obviously, if I get any more questions on Instagram about realtor life, I will be happy to share them with you guys. But until next time.